Matt Cos here. Welcome back for CFL.ca. It is week 20. Before we talk about fantasy and guys I like and matchups that I think you can exploit, let's first bring up the big board one final time and let's look at some injuries. First, of course, John Cornish. Avoid him altogether. Calgary is not going to risk playing him in the final week of the season with the playoffs just around the corner. Keep an eye on Jerome Messam, though. That guy has something to play for. In Hamilton, what would this big board be without a major tie cat here? Jeff Matthews will not play this weekend against the Red Blacks. Look for Ja'Cory Harris. Not telling you to start Ja'Cory Harris, just telling you look for Ja'Cory Harris to play this weekend. And finally, I can't stress this enough. Beyond the Hamilton-Ottawa game, every other game really doesn't have anything in terms of playoff implications. Everyone knows where they're going. Everyone knows where they're playing. Everyone knows who is going home. That means a lot of starters could rest, could be out. You might not see them at all. You could see a lot of backups. So keep an eye on that. Read the newspapers if you still do. Check the internet. Whatever way you use to get information, check at the last moment. It'll be very important this week more than any other. Now, let's go to the guys I like for week 20, starting at quarterback with Jonathan Jennings. Remember, Calgary's defense is nothing to play for. They know what's going to happen. They're going to be playing the Lions again next week in Calgary. I look for them to rest a lot of starters. Jennings has played very well, 13 touchdowns his last 5 games, 280 yards. I expect him to play most of the game because he's got to get ready for the playoffs. He's a young quarterback who can use all the reps he can get. Next, at running back, I like Brandon Whitaker. Had 14 touches last week against the Lions, had 7 catches. One thing we know about Ricky Ray, he likes to throw to the running back. Look for a nice week for Brandon Whitaker. At receiver, I like Chris Williams, going up against his former team from many years ago, the Hamilton Ticats. The leading receiver for the Ottawa Red Blacks didn't have a lot of yards last week, but with Henry Burris out for blood, out for revenge, look for him to target his #1 receiver in Chris Williams. At flex, I'm going Terrell Sutton, who had a massive week, about 180 total yards last week. The last 3 weeks, he's averaged just over 100 total yards going up against a pretty lousy defense in Saskatchewan. At kicker, I'm going to go with Chris Milo, one of the safer picks out there. Look for Ottawa to put up points, and as I mentioned earlier, get the revenge against a Hamilton team that, yes, they have talent, but there's so many injuries. I expect a lot of turnovers. I expect a lot of scoring opportunities for the Red Blacks. Defense, this sort of goes with the theme with kicker. I'm going to take Ottawa. What did the Red Blacks do last week? 6 sacks on Jeff Matthews. Forced 3 turnovers on Jeff Matthews. Those are big plays. Those big plays get you points. What's going to happen this week? No Jeff Matthews. This is going to be about Ja'Cory Harris. This could be about Mitchell Gale, which plays right into the hands of the best pass rushing team in the CFL, the Ottawa Red Blacks. Finally, I do have a little bit of love for Hamilton, and it's at value. It's Terrell Sinkfield. Can you believe this guy's going for under 100,000? The guy's got 1,000 yards receiving. 1,000 yards receiving, yet somehow his value is that low. Pick him up. He might not do a lot, but it's still, that's a buy low candidate that you can win with. Finally, a couple other notes I want to make. Weston Dressler, 72 yards away from 1,000. When the team has nothing to play for, guys are going to want to help other guys with milestones. Look for that with Dressler. Also, Greg Ellingson from the Red Blacks needs 81 yards receiving to get 1,000. And I talked about it earlier. Jerome Messam, 53 for 1,000 yards rushing on the season. With no John Cornish, Messam is another guy to keep an eye on. Those are a couple little extra bonus picks for you. Good luck for week 20 in CFL. Again, you can always tweet us at CFL or at mcos56. Want to give a shout out to Kyle Scott and everyone else at CFL.ca for putting this together. And again, thanks for you guys for watching. It's been a blast, and I can't wait for the playoffs. Enjoy. Saskatchewan at Montreal. This is the "oh, thank you, dear baby Jesus, the season is over" bowl for 2 teams that are not making the playoffs.